Hey, it's Dr. Karen Can, and today is day 4 of the Ascension 3 Light Medicine Challenge. So, in this 21-day challenge, I'm going to be teaching you how to support your own self healing, whether it be taking negative energies out of your body, whether it be downloading positive energies and activating them, and just how to use this tool, the Ascension 3 tool, to help support you in your journey. And it is so flexible. There's so many things that you can do with it. I think that sometimes people get lost in the details, like, oh, I don't know how to use this, Now, there are 4 basic steps to using the Ascension 3 jewelry as your assistive healing tool. Number 1 is that you connect with it. So that may be touching it, that may be looking at it, or even looking at it in your mind's eye, something that you have, but maybe not have in front of you. But it's easy to really focus if you have it with you, so you can just hold on to it, right? So you're connecting with it, you're focusing your attention on it. The second thing is intention. So you got your attention, now you have your intention, and you're intending on a specific outcome. Now, if you're just wearing the jewelry around and you don't have a specific outcome, it'll just have this nice little, beneficial energy healing field around you so that negative energies don't attack you, if you will. And so it'll just, kind of help you with that auto healing piece as you go. It won't necessarily automatically heal things that you need to pay attention to and have to have some sort of consciousness around, but it will hint to you what you need to know, which is really cool. So you can ask it how to help you with various things. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about healthy boundaries. So for highly sensitive people, who are most of my tribe, and that's 1/3 of the population, by the way, according to research, highly sensitive people have a knack for having really big hearts, but also loosey-goosey boundaries sometimes. And as we go through this ascension process where we get higher and higher gifts, sometimes those gifts mean that our abilities to sense things expands, and that can be really uncomfortable, especially if you're feeling stuff that isn't primarily your stuff. So having healthy boundaries is really important. So here's the thing: people say, "Oh, can I just heal my boundaries once and I'll be good for the rest of my life?" Right? And I'm like, okay. So after you take a shower one day, do you ever need to take a shower again? And they're like, well, yeah. Well, here's the thing, is that as we go through this ascension process, our boundaries get kind of stretched. And then we have to restore them and recalibrate them. And that usually happens with sensitive souls after we have an expansion, or what I call ascension upgrade. So it's a good idea on a daily basis to restore and recalibrate your boundaries. And now there are physical boundaries and then there are non-physical boundaries. We're talking mostly about non-physical boundaries, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can't help your physical boundaries. So what are your physical boundaries? Well, literally it is your skin is a physical boundary and your gut lining is a physical boundary. Okay, those are 2 examples of a physical boundary. You can actually improve those as well, as long as you put those in your intention. So oftentimes with my students, I talk about physical, mental, emotional, energetic, spiritual, dimensional, and relational boundaries. So that's 7 different kinds of boundaries, right? Now, you don't have to memorize all of that. Once you've listened to this video, you can just really just refer to my 7 different boundaries, when you do your wish. So step 1 is connecting. Okay, step 2 is making your intention. In this case, it's to heal your boundaries, restore your boundaries, recalibrate your boundaries. Recalibration just means like, hey, we've gone through a shift. Let's get this back on track, right? Whatever's for our highest good is good. And then the third piece is sometimes imagining it to be so can be really helpful, because human imagination is like fuel, to energy healing. So if you imagine things, you're being that creative force in the universe. So if you imagine like, you've got these boundaries and they're beautiful, and whatever that imagination is with you, maybe it's a bubble. I've taught children before in my practice, where I'm like, imagine this healing bubble around you, or it could very well be something else that you visualize, like white light, golden light, whatever, that helps you visualize those boundaries. Okay, and then the last step really is just saying thank you. thank you for your peace. Thank you to the universe. Thank you to yourself, for having the wherewithal to actually make that intention. So just to summarize, you can wear this and it'll help you, support you in your healing process and your boundaries. And you can also specifically ask for your boundaries to be, rebooted or reset, whatever words you want to use, restored, recalibrated. I like restored and recalibrated in that moment. And then that can happen in seconds. You could also intend for it to be your physical boundaries as well, but you may not notice that immediately. Like if you have a skin wound, that it's suddenly, not there, but it may speed the healing of it by putting that intention out there. So let's practice. All right. So if you have your Ascension piece, and if you don't, you can get it at ascension3.net. So if you have your Ascension piece, go ahead and pay attention to it. Right. And then just ask it and say, hey, help restore and recalibrate all my boundaries of all types, or all 7 of my boundaries, or however many boundaries I have that would be good to recalibrate. You can say it that casually, right? And then you can, in your mind, you can just imagine the healing happening for a few seconds. And you say, thank you, thank you, thank you, right? And then you're done. You're done. Now you can do this for your child as well. You can be, if you have your Ascension jewelry, you can restore the boundaries for your child who might be at school or somewhere else. If they have their piece, the cool thing is you can communicate to their piece as well, that they even if it's not in front of you, and to have them do that, right? So just to kind of reactivate that, nice little swirling, clearing, cleaning, healing vortex around each of us. So that's as simple as it is, restoring and recalibrating your boundaries. So if you have some questions, I did answer some Q&A with video 1 of this 21-day series, so you can just check out video 1 for some Q&A. But if you have additional questions, you can definitely post it below this video. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, you can tag me so I can see it. It's easier on YouTube, but it's fine. You can tag me, so you can post your questions below. And if you're on YouTube, please hit subscribe and like the video if you do like the video. Before we go, I just want to share with you the site itself, and there you might be interested in this piece. So I'm just going to share with you how to find it. This is called the Cosmic Ring. Now, this bail from Israel is really hard to get now. It's very big, but it's very flexible, and I have tried. Oh my gosh, I bought so many bails. When it was back ordered, I bought so many bails that did not work, so I have to return them. Anyway, so these are hard to get, but I want to show you, if you go to the site and you click on the search, you can actually search the word ring, or you can search the word cosmic ring. So cosmic ring, hit enter, and then you'll have all the products that have the cosmic ring. Now, I just wanted to make sure you knew, in case you didn't watch my other videos yet, that the Swarovski crystal, of which these are made of, they're no longer making these. So I've been kind of crystal hoarding for the last several weeks to try to get whatever I can get from multiple, places. And I really, really like these because it holds the energy really well. It doesn't have its own programming, so it's like a blank slate, so we can hold it. We can make with other crystal, but this crystal from Austria is just so amazing for healing purposes. But in the future, we'll have to deal with other things, use other stones, things like that. So just note that what you see today on the video may not be there tomorrow. Okay, just telling you right now, because I don't want like 20 support emails going, I can't find So click on these. I think the earrings are probably going to go really quick. So like I said, you may not have these again. It's not like I have like three different styles of this 14 millimeter cosmic ring crystal volcano, and I love that color. I'm so tempted to buy my own jewelry because I just love that lever back clasp, which is more expensive. But I'm like, no, just leave it for other people, Karen. You only need 2 sets of these, right? And then, like I said, these are going to be hard to come by. This is one of the other bails that I had. It's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it does fit the choker cord, which is really cool. So we ran out of rings. I only had 3 of these. So we did use this bail, which is pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty bold. Not everybody, likes that style, but yeah, we were able to at least get that. This one here is the one where we didn't have this particular veil yet, but I did want to get these out. This is very rare, and I don't think we can find this anymore. This is called Luminous Green. It's 30 millimeters, so it is a biggie. 30 millimeters. We use a silicone cord because if it's really, really well, it doesn't slip out. You could, of course, change it up with your own, necklace or whatever that you like, because these little jump rings are pretty secure. But we use the silicone. You get it just a nice little extra, just a little bit of an extra boost there. I know it says strength medium, even though it's pretty big. But the cord gives it just a little bit of extra boost there on the strength because the silicone does hold the energy well, and these are just infused all in one. So some people ask, hey, can I just buy the cord? We're not going to infuse, the cord separately because it just doesn't make sense, because it just makes the price go up for the cord, right? Because you can get the cord very inexpensively that's not infused. So we're not going to infuse the cords except when it's with jewelry. So that one's there. I don't know how many are left, but I think I'm saving one for my mom. And this one's smaller, 20 millimeter. It's a smaller one. We were trying this, one of my favorite veils from Israel. This one is a more, a muted color. So it's more brassy. Some people like more goldy kind of color. So we were trying this out. So this is called antique brass veil. These veils are pretty pricey, but I just really like the style, and it holds it really well. And again, we have the silicone cord. We have found in the past that it didn't happen very often, but once in a while, literally, if you had a really, really skinny, beautiful but skinny, silver chain, that sometimes it could slip out of this veil despite its beauty. It's possible on certain positions, if you're upside down or whatever, that it could slip out. So we're sticking with the silicone for this one. Again, you get a little bit of a boost from the silicone strength. So yeah, so that's the intensity of the infusion. Even if you have like mild or medium, it doesn't mean the energy healing is less good. It just means it's less intensity and less fast, if you will. And so some people can't tolerate, the strongs or the super strongs, things like that. Okay, great. So now you know how to go ahead and reboot, restore, recalibrate your boundaries, and telling your Ascension 3-piece to do that. If you want that protection all day long, you can also, charge water with that. Just say, hey, keep my boundaries 100% all the time today. Thank you, right? And then you can drink boundary water all day. All right. I look forward to speaking with you on day 5. And until then, lots of love. Bye for now.